Hey Roger, I hope all is well, is what I usually say. And, I hadn't had a chance to catch up with everything, but I just had the first moment since the last time I made a video to just check online to see how you were doing. And so you got to the finals in Rome, so congratulations. Of course, you had to go, go up against Rafa, which must have been great for the fans. Oh, my phone's going off, sorry. Somebody sent me a text message. Sorry about this. It's just an emergency. You would not believe today, Roger, actually. So I'm here at my father's house, everything that's been going on. If you've been watching all my videos over the past couple of months and stuff like that. It's been a lot of preparation, to be quite honest. When somebody passes away, at least in the United States, and I imagine it's the same everywhere else, it's a total process in the court. It's months of going to court, tons of paperwork to file, other people to deal with, other people who are grieving, as well as yourself, and it is just simply crazy. And then you have to go through, of course, the personal effects, belongings, bank accounts, life, just everything that makes up the life work of just someone, as well. So it's just a process that I just don't wish on anybody. But anyway, I don't want to get you guys all into that. But I'm coming to you from my father's house, actually. Good old dad. And just getting it ready because we're actually going to put it on the market for some renters. So, by the way, since I'm talking to you, when you come in for the U.S. Open, and honestly, hopefully this place isn't available by then, but if it is, definitely look us up under rentals in New York City, because it's such a convenient commute to Queens. Unbelievably convenient, and it's just an amazing place. Actually, let me just show you some, Roger. Show you some of this. Normally, I wouldn't even make a video, but you're like, I just consider you like, my brother from another mother and stuff. So we got a little Sub-Zero refrigerator here. We got a chef's stove over there. I don't want to show you too much because my food is like on there, so I didn't want to scare you. But I just want to show you, like, the dining room is really awesome. So I can see you and Mirka and the kids having dinner here during your stay. And as you can see, it's an amazing space. It's a little over 20 feet across, which I don't know how many meters that would be. Maybe 15 meters. I'm not totally sure. I'm not that good at the meter conversion. But, it's a wonderful dining area. Just don't excuse some of the junk in the back. And the place has got 6 fireplaces. So, and then let me just take you, because I love this place so much. My dad, he was totally into townhouses. He loved the history of them. He loved to restore them. He did an amazing job, like, see the stairwell here and all of the detail. And now it's tough to kind of still find this kind of detail in these older homes. This is about a turn of the century home, and just to have all of this original detailing and stuff is really amazing. So yeah, it's because you're my friend and I'm actually sharing this online. I consider you my friend, my dear friend, who I always wish the best for. So just sharing that online. And then wonderful parlor. Why not? I'm trying to keep my little hopes up high because my car just got towed. New York City. So yeah, this is a parlor when you first come in the door. And then outside. Of course, the ceilings are about 18 feet tall. So, Roger, if you're ever interested, definitely contact my people. I would love, oh my God, I would so love for this house to host you and Mirica and your family while you're here. But anyway, oh yeah, and then this awesome mirror I love. And when you first come in the door, you have to excuse some of this debris. Actually, the tenant who was here last just left some things from her daughter's room, so I'm actually getting rid of that stuff. So excuse it, but love this mirror, right? Isn't it awesome? And it goes up about 13 feet high. It's an amazing piece of work. So anyway, so yeah, now going back going back to the kitchen. Well, there are 3 floors here as well, 4 bedrooms, very large bedrooms. But anyway, let's get back to you and tennis. So excellent job. I mean, I'm so proud of you getting to the finals. You know, I mean, you've got to like, and I don't want to say you're not looking at that or whatever, but you see this and see your ability to get to the finals and stuff. And sorry, excuse me, I'm in cleaning clothes mode, so pardon all of this disarray over here. But anyway, so you know, you see you're getting to finals, and in 2013, there's just so much potential there, you know. And my last video, I got a little bit maybe metaphysical on you, and you know, you should cut cords with Rafa, and you can go back to that video and refer to what I'm talking about with cord cutting and stuff like that. I won't go into it again here, but in this particular video, I would say, you know, I think it's interesting as well, given everything I said in the last video, that well, anyway, never mind that. Sorry, because I'm not going to even start talking about the other video, but I'll just cut to the chase and just say that it's good for you to start like going on like a 15 or even a 30-day visualization. Like, you know where you want to be for Wimbledon, you know that's your tournament, and you know where you want to be for Roland Garros, and you know that you can absolutely do this. I mean, you got to the semifinals last year. From what I remember, it was like 45 to 47 unforced errors, so you know that you were your biggest opponent. It wasn't so much that Djokovic was playing, you know, outplaying you. So I just think, again, these priorities, and I haven't seen you play, so I might be saying some things that might be a little bit old, but just really getting your mind back into gear, knowing that, you know, just leaning into it, leaning in at every point, fighting for every point, shedding all the old, you know, rote movements, because these players, they know you as well, and they're also taking advantage of the fact that, you know, there's certain plays that you might not have switched up or whatever, you know, and it's best seen on television. You know, I feel like there's nothing better than sitting down and seeing yourself on television, and just seeing, you know, how the ball flies this way, how you react to this, and how people exploit certain things. So, you know, I think that a lot of that went on at the Australian Open. You know, and a lot of players who previously weren't able to neutralize some of your plays are kind of able to now, based on just watching matches with other players and how they're sort of able to neutralize certain things. So anyway, at the end of the day, you're still getting to finals and semifinals, which is absolutely amazing. So this time of year, you know, I always say that just, you know, Roland Garros is can be rainy, it can be very cold, and just to say be careful and take good care of yourself, because I think this is a time where you need, personally, and I probably would be too, you know, but a little more extra taking care of yourself mentally is needed, because I've just noticed in the past, like if it's rainy or if it's cold, that really affects your it's a distraction for you. And, cold and rainy can be a distraction for anybody, but I've just noticed, over the years that at Roland Garros and at even other tournaments, but especially in clay season, the rain and cold weather could be something that really just is a huge distraction to you, and is also an extreme impediment for you to even win or even be mentally engaged. So I always say this time of year, just know, like, already prepare your mind. You're just going to embrace the cold, embrace the wind, just keep jumping up and down to get yourself warm and stuff like that. And I know from me too, from running track years, outdoor track, the beginning of the season was like in March. So the beginning of the season, we were running outside in the cold, and quite a few times in pouring down rain and things like that. So, the best thing to do is just, just really keep that mind tight, screw up those loose screws, so to speak, that just sort of, set you off and stuff like that. Those things, those personality things that could be a huge hurdle. You want all of those moved out of the way so you have a complete clear board to focus on your matches. I'm sorry, this looks terrible. This looks awful. It's awful. Anyway, so yeah, so there's that. And then, I would just say, again, start visualizing and seeing everything is easy. I would continue to still plow forward and just start seeing things like, I'm neutral. It's easy for me to neutralize Nadal's game. It's easy for me to be in control mentally in Nadal's game now, against Rafa. And I'm only focusing on Rafa because it's this time of season, and also I just read about you and Rafa playing against each other in Rome. So, as you start, like, feeding your mind, once again, as I always say, sort of feeding your mind certain thoughts and things like that, then the body is naturally going to start reacting and start embracing, excelling in the moment rather than the type of thoughts that will cause the mind to sort of not I'm trying not to use this word. I'm trying to think of another word. Prevent you from succeeding. So and have you ever done this test where someone says, let me push down your arm, and what they do is they start saying words to you, like they start telling you to say words like, oh, that they ask you to describe yourself as weak, they ask you to describe yourself as not that smart and things like that, and they're able to, like, push your arm down real easily. And then you use the same amount of initial strength on your arm, and then they ask you to explain that you're strong, you're invincible, all these things, and then the person can push down your arm. That's really like a mental and physiological effect of the brain. It is so important, once again, like I always talk about in my videos, like how I really believe you have to chip away at the infrastructure, the mental infrastructure that you created, the judgment against yourself, the different things. And you might be getting so tired of me at this point. Like, I haven't, like, I don't know what she's talking about. I feel good when I'm going to the matches. I feel okay. I'm not dealing with these things that she's talking about, but I still feel that, you may have moved on it, but you're moving on from a platform that previously was built on an infrastructure of just not being mentally available to perform at your truest, highest form, your purest form of integrity. And as an integrity, when I say integrity, I don't mean lying or anything like that, but I mean who you really are with your true, raw, natural God-given talent as a player, that actual integrity has been compromised because of the um, mental interference, on an inferior level, that doesn't match the natural raw talent. And many people feel that way. I've been through this in many of the videos and things like that. But I want to do this one exercise with you just to give you an idea of how the mind really affects everything. I want you to imagine, just take for a moment, take a deep breath in and just release. Okay, so now I just want you to imagine an extremely tall skyscraper. Very, very tall. I mean, you've been to so many cities like, Hong Kong, Kuala Lumpur, in Malaysia, any one of those cities that has really, really extremely high skyscrapers. So just imagine that skyscraper. See it in your mind. And now just see yourself on the top of the very, very top, the roof of that actual skyscraper. Okay? And then I want you to see yourself standing on the very, very edge of that skyscraper and just feel the height and feel the wind. See the view from far away and just notice how you feel, and just get a sense of, just stand right there and just visualize yourself with your toes standing on the very, very edge of the very top of the skyscraper, and tell me how you feel. Now, I personally did that exercise 3-4 months ago, and I immediately, our heart immediately started kind of feeling queasy. So the mind, and so I'm imagining, and in a way I'm really hoping that you had that same visceral experience as well. Even though it wasn't real, the mind doesn't know what's not real, what's real and what's not real. As you can see, the choice and the judgment to raise your blood pressure and adrenaline just from you imagining standing on the edge of an extremely tall skyscraper, without any sort of harness or anything like that. And into what the mind starts making up, and the anxiety that comes up. So it's almost safe to say that the mind doesn't sort of know in a certain way what's real and what's not. So it's kind of dealing with whatever you're telling it to do, and it's sending signals to the body to react to your judgments and things like that. So when you've been making certain judgments against yourself, and you've been feeling like you can't beat someone and this, that, and the third and things like that, just imagine the effect in the body that the mind does. The mind's going to pretty much do, I guess you could say, like as with this skyscraper, it's going to validate your perception, which is just what it did. At least for me, when I was imagining standing on the edge of a skyscraper, a really tall skyscraper, I just got a little anxiety. So the mind is going to basically validate your judgment, whether it's real or not. Your belief, whether it's real or not, it's going to adapt to anything that you're creating. So the same thing, like playing against a Rafa or a Djokovic or anyone, and it's interesting because with you have repeated sort of the same pattern against different people. First it was sort of like Djokovic in, let's say, certain matches in 2012 World Tour Finals where really you were in the greatest of form. I feel like you should totally have won that match. I love you. I'm not trying to dish you or anything like that. And then Murray in the Australian Open. whatever. We could go on with all of that, but I'm saying is that you know, if you can really start to make a true and concerted effort to really start sort of eroding, moving away, moving that old mental infrastructure, you're going to be straight and set for Roland Garros, and you're going to be straight and set for Wimbledon and the rest of the season. And again, like, if you could sit down and just visualize seeing everything that's coming to you, having an answer, see other players not being able to have an answer, and knowing that's okay. Knowing that's okay to see other players not having an answer. It's okay to see Rafa not having an answer, because Rafa is particularly, he's a selfish person, not in a negative way, but he's a him first type of person. His attitude is sort of like the way a lot of us should be, like, just really going for ours. He goes for his, he takes, doesn't have a problem taking. I don't know if I could really back all of that up with a whole bunch of examples right now, but he has a consuming type of more personality, and he doesn't care. You know what I mean? He doesn't care about other people. And when you even sit on TV and have to watch him, like, picking his underwear out of his behind or whatever, that's even a form of being a taker. It's like, I'm just doing what I need to do for myself. And you would think that somebody would probably either trying to get more comfortable underwear or something like that, so they don't have to do certain things like that, especially on national television, where it actually it disturbs people to see that. So for me, I feel like in a safe way, not only with that example, but with other examples I'm not going to get into, is that Rafa's a taker, and he doesn't, he's not a terrible person, but he doesn't mind doing whatever he needs to do, and sort of, even if it relies on or if it affects other people in a certain way. And I'm definitely not telling you to do anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, getting back to my older video and stuff like that, I also feel that when I was talking about cord cutting and things like that, and energetic exchange and stuff like that, and I know that that's a little airy-fairy for some people, but I feel like he pulls on your energy, at least in the past. So you need to retrieve that energy, and I think one of the ways you could do that as well is to is just see everything beautiful in these players, how they rise to the occasion, just everything that they saw in you and draw it on you, or drew on you, when we admire someone, and I would say in the same, that it's in the same sport, and it's kind of like, I want to be just as good as Roger. I want to be this way as Roger. I want to be like that. See the way Roger hit that shot. I want that. I want that. I want that. Sometimes those things could kind of indirectly draw on the actual person's energy. And I know that probably sounds really weird, but go back to the video so that you can understand all of what I'm saying, so it sounds sane and not weird. So having said all of that, it's important for you to start rebuilding your energy as well. Not to say that you don't have actual energy, physical energy, anything like that, but the type of mental energy. And you may be able to go back and say, I used to feel more confident, I used to feel more comfortable rolling into matches. I don't know that that's true, Roger. Maybe you used to even be more nervous in matches than you are now. I don't know. But maybe there are certain differences. Maybe there's certain good habits that you sort of let be eroded away, like we all do in life, when life sort of takes its toll. But I want you to return to your fullest capability and to the true integrity of your talent, and once again, I just think that, Roland Garros is here, and you are fully and 100% capable of taking Roland Garros. It's going to take some work, mentally changing it up. It might take some work changing up your game a little bit, but your skill is 100% there, and you still making making it to finals and semifinals. You're going to be around for a long time if you just dig in really hard and start, I think, just really committing to visualizing, at least once a day, putting it in your phone or on, your watch or whatever, and just setting a time where you get quiet with yourself, you see yourself on the court, you see the ball coming to you, you see yourself getting it back at an angle that the other player can't get it back, you see yourself having an answer for everything, and you feel what's coming up too. You feel any sort of resistances coming up, any sort of lack of belief, any sort of negative thoughts, and you let them come up and out, you know what I mean? I think if you really get into taking and exercising yourself, you really get to know the languaging that you've been feeding into the body, but based on what comes up when you start visualizing something good. Start visualizing winning. Start visualizing winning against Rafa, and just see. That's a good test. See Rafa on the other side of the court. Start visualizing playing against him, and just see what comes up out of the body, out of the mind, and just observe it and see if it's negative or positive. And I would say with this particular exercise as well, to put get your phone and put like a little 1 minute timer on it, or get a timer. An oven timer is like really good as well. So that way, if you get embedded in sort of negative thought and past emotion, and you sort of get carried away the way the brain does with all of us, that timer will go off in a minute, and then you'll have a little note there to say, refocus, notice what's going on, notice the thoughts, let them just come up and claim success over everything, claim answer over everything, claim victory over everything, claim triumph over everything, claim success over everything. And you know what? All of that Rafa winning and Djokovic winning, tap right into that energy. Tap right into their energy. You're not taking their energy, but tap right into it. I tap into buckling down, and not buckling, but buckling down, batten down the hatches in the moments, all those brilliant moments that you may admire that other players have, been able to pull out a win, just like you have too. But I'm just saying, like, I think tapping into that and aligning yourself with them in that way will be healthy, will cut down on anxiety, and will help you like override any issues that you have with any of them. So just try it out and see what happens. Again, I hope all is well, and good luck at Roland Garros. Like I said, here really busy with a whole bunch of things, handling my father's estate and affairs and stuff like that. So I'm hoping at least maybe be able to listen to Roland Garros on the radio here and there over the next week. And I look forward to seeing you at championship point. And I say that unflinchingly because I know you can do it. But just start visualizing it, and just start asking for all of the answers, and say, I'm willing to receive all the answers. I'm willing to win. I give myself permission to win. And that's what you should do as well. Just give yourself permission to win. Give yourself permission to win over Rafa. Give yourself permission to win over Djokovic. Give yourself permission to win. Give yourself permission to get to the finals. Give yourself permission to take the finals. And know that it's okay for you to win. It's all right, Roger. You have won a lot in the past, but, brilliance is brilliance. And no one should stop brilliance based on the guilt of having won a lot in the past, just express that brilliance. That's what it's here for, that's what it exists for, to be in divine expression. So do it win. See yourself winning and having all the answers, you know, and notice what comes up and just say, I'm willing to choose a different thought in this moment. I'm willing to have an answer in this moment. Anything negative is coming up, I'm willing to have the answer. I'm willing to have the ability to do this. So there you go. Anyway, my spiel is over. Not my spiel. Well, that's how we say it in English, but I know the spiel means game in German, I believe. So we usually say that's my spiel, meaning that's just my little sort of, you know, so my little take on it or whatever, my little soapbox discussion. So anyway, take good care. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Rooting for you all the way, as you know. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.